think that our teachers work really, really hard, and that they are warranted a good salary compared to the industries that I know. I think they are very well paid. I think that the benefits are excellent, and they have a lot of opportunity for improvement and for learning and for taking on extra courses and bringing in extra income. So I don't want to say, they're overpaid, but I think they're very well paid.
Thank you. This next question is for Charles Ballard, followed by Jennifer Gilbert. How do you feel about Governor Corbett's proposed cuts to public education funding?
I think that if every part of the budget were being affected equally, that would be one thing. But when we're not taxing Marcellus shale extraction, at the same time we're cutting the education budget back to the 2008-2009 fiscal year, is irresponsible. The state has an obligation to provide for a thorough and efficient system of public education. Over the past 30 years, they've managed to shift most of their portion of the budget in East Penn over to the local taxpayers, to where the state is now only paying 20% or less of our budget when it used to be 50%. That's why your taxes are high, and now they're intending to make cuts, including in things like their part of Social Security payments and charter school reimbursements, which hit all of the local taxpayers even harder.
Thank you. Jennifer Gilbert.
Just make sure it's still on. I'm actually not afraid of the budget cuts. I think that they certainly provide some difficult challenges, but I do wish, obviously, that perhaps some of the mandates that would have been taken away before the budget had been cut to education, but that didn't happen, and perhaps there's some vision there that I don't know about. But in the meantime, we can put the blame on, we can complain about the budget, but I do trust that we are in a great school district. We've got some educated, dedicated parents and teachers, and I trust that we're going to be fine, and we'll work our way through that. And it's just not something I would want to dwell on too much.
Thank you. Two questions here, so I'll ask the first one of two candidates and then the second one for the next two candidates. And the first from Brian Higgins and then Ken Locker. Okay. First question I have here is, does it make sense to continue to calculate retirement benefits based on more than salary for school personnel and teachers? Of course I will. Does it make sense to continue to calculate retirement benefits based on more than salary for school personnel and teachers?
It's an interesting question because of the fact that as a school board or as a member of the school board, we take part in collective bargaining every so often, or I should say we, the members of the school board. How things are calculated and how things are figured out for the long term is left up to people who are a lot smarter than I am, frankly. It's not what I do. I'm not an economist. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not even, I'm not a fiscal expert. What I am is I'm a parent, and I'm a taxpayer, and I have 3 children who go to a school in the East Penn School District that is staffed with excellent teachers. And if we have excellent teachers because of how we figure out retirement packages and what the calculations are, I'm fine with that, because my kids will do better in life because of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Baca?
Personally, I guess I have a philosophical issue, but I'll explain. Fundamentally, I think the current pension or pensions, defined benefit pensions, are making promises that I'll pay you in the future for work you do now. And I have a little disconnect with that, just from a philosophical standpoint. In order to change that, however, would require state legislatures to change the current pension system. Given that it's not changed, I think when the collective bargaining is performed with the teachers, you consider the salary, the benefits, and the pension, and you can come up, whatever the pension is that the state's giving, what is the current value of that pension, and include that in what you're considering the compensation for teachers. So as long as that's done, I know teachers also contribute to their pension. As long as that's done, I think that's a reasonable way to handle it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question I have is for Julian Stoltz, followed by Scott Aquila. And the question is, what do you feel is an acceptable class size for elementary, middle school, and high school? And how would you propose the district meet or maintain these class sizes?
Thank you for that question. I'm glad I'm getting to answer that, because I've unfairly in the past been accused of supporting higher class sizes. I don't. For elementary students, I think the smaller the better, certainly no more than 20. I think that with the middle school level, it's very much the same thing. We need teachers to have as much one-on-one time with the students as possible. And I think that would actually decrease some of the people who might be leaving for other alternative forms of education, such as charter schools. I think in the high school, we could get away with a little bit higher class sizes. High schoolers tend to be a little bit more independent. But I still think that keeping it under 30 should be the goal of the district. And like I said earlier, we need to look at and do what we can to keep our contracts within reality, and because they're the largest expense we have, and they're really the only thing that we do have control over, but we only have control over them at contract time. If we have increases, but increases that are a little bit less, we'll have a lot more money to hire more teachers, which will help cut class sizes, and I would really look forward to doing that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Aquila.
Julian, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. You're going to get no argument or disagreement from me. With regard to elementary, I think responsible is between 20 and 25. The middle school, at the numbers that it is now, I think is satisfactory. If there are ways that we can look financially to improve on that, to reduce the class sizes, I'm in support of that. Certainly the high school, with regard to, as Julian had mentioned, independence. I know for those of you who attended state universities, some of you have taken introductory classes where you've been with 50, 75, 100, 100 plus students, certainly if you've gone to Penn State. So as we move along and we get older, I think the class size, the attention, becomes more the responsibility of the individual student than it does necessarily the faculty. So as far as high school ratios go, I would have no